Tall tail, short tail.
We got a tall tail. We got a short tail.
That's two tails.
That sounds like a song that would be on those like rat commercials, the Kia Soul commercials.
Tall
You got
tail,
a tall
short
tail.
tail.
You got a short
Tall
tail.
short tail. Yeah. I'm sure it was sounds better without the zoom, slow down in between. Anyway, great, off to a great start. Welcome to Tall Tail Short Tail on 2MB Studios. My name is Nora Panahi.
My name's Isabella O'Connell. We are so happy that you guys are watching Tall Tale tonight. We have some hilarious stories. Not that we actually know what they are, but we have some hilarious
They're going to be great.
Ready to surprise us with great stories.
Oh, yeah. Ready to surprise us with great stories and also use a bunch of random ingredients to cook up, a great story. I hear we have some people with many different talents on the show tonight. Is that correct, Bella?
That is true. We've got some comedians. We've got a chef who was on Chopped and could literally make anything with bacon incredibly well, like an actual bacon professional. And you could call one of our performers an athlete as well. I think one of our performers has been hitting the gym.
Oh yeah, living the dream. Bella, what's the theme for this month's show? I forgot.
Oh, the theme is old and new.
Wow. Do you know anything about anything that's been old and also new, or do you have any yarns to spin?
My story, yes, I have a sample story to show you guys how the show works, and it totally fits the theme, which is why I just laughed.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So I will show you guys just how our show works, how we get the stories, how we cut them short. This is a story. So my mom's side of the family is like a big Italian American family. So we hang around the table when we're all together and chat and catch up. And one time we were all hanging out with my grandmother, and she told us this story. It had just happened like a week before. But I guess what happened is my grandma is super popular. Like all this year, she's been like, I never do anything anymore. And I'm like, Grandma, it's a pandemic. You still do more than me. So she has like her old lady friends that like she worked with in the helicopter factory in her youth and whatnot. So for Christmas time, one of her friends made all the old ladies in the friend group jam. Like she made a whole bunch of like preserves or whatever, canned them, and then gave them to everyone. So they were all driving around together after receiving that jam gift. And my grandma was like sitting in the back seat and like just stuck her jam in like that weird car pocket that doesn't fit anything. And when she got home, she was like, what happened to my jam? But she knew what happened to her jam because one of her friends in that old lady friend group, sticky fingers. My grandma already knew this lady was like a auntie klepto. So my grandma had a suspicion that this woman might have taken her jam.
Oh no.
So my grandmother did what any normal person would do. She called the friend. Not to ask her if she had the jam, but instead to say this. She called her up and she was like, oh, Marie, she has an Italian accent. Oh, I can't sleep at night. I'm just so stressed out. I've been up every night. And her friend was like, why? Like, what's wrong? And according to my grandma, what she said was, oh, Vic, her boyfriend, was doing some work in the garage the other day, and I had put my jam in the garage, and some rat poison fell into it. And now I don't know where my jam is. So every night she said, I'm just praying to God. She said, I'm just praying to God that nobody ate that jam. I'm just so worried. I have blood in my hands. Oh, I hope you haven't seen it, right? I hope no one sees it. And the lady was like, no, I don't know. Bye. And basically my grandma felt like she really got that lady with the rat. But my aunt was got my grandma right back. They like if some people call them like pizzelles, we call them pizzelles, like the waffle cookies. They like to spread like jam on the waffle cookie and then make like a little sandwich or eat it that way. So my aunt was like, "Ma, you know she already had it with the pizzelle." That's my story of old and new.
What? Oh wait, first, yay. What flavor jam was it?
I just picture it as raspberry, but I'm not really sure.
I think that's fair. That's hilarious. Your grandma is a master of deceit.
She really said suffer, like to her friend. She was like, "I'm up all night praying."
That's pretty high level passive aggressive. I think it's active aggressive, but in a good way, like a sneaky way. Yeah. Bella, I really liked that story. I thought it was great. I feel like there were a few too many jars of jam, though. Could you maybe downsize a little bit and cut that story short for us?
I'll pick out the seeds.
Pick out the seeds. Pick a random number. Any number.
7.
7? All right, you got 7 seconds. Tell that same story in 7 seconds.
I was hoping that's what that would mean.
Oh, yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, go. My grandma's Italian and she has a lot of friends, but she also has some enemies, like her klepto friend who she made feel really bad when she took her jam.
Perfect. And that's how it's done, folks. That's how you make a tall tale into a short tale.
We find that this system really refines the stories to their essential ingredients, even if those aren't the essential ingredients that the storyteller thought were essential before they got on the timer.
I think we should bring up our next storyteller. What do you think?
I am so ready to welcome this first performer. You can catch them as a character or two here on 2MB Studios on Quarantine Action Wrestling. You can catch this performer also, I believe, on the Rehash with Kiki Kavanaugh. All around, just an amazing Renaissance everyman. David Thomas.
Woo, 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 woo.
A Renaissance everyman. I like that.
We're very out of my mouth.
We're very frontier-y here. We're very pioneer-based.
Absolutely. It's always something new. Hello.
Hello. Hey, welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you.
So excited to have you. Did I forget any of your 2MB claims to fame?
No, when you asked me for something for plugging the show, I said you can just tell people I ate an 8-pound cheeseburger once.
That's really impressive. What was on it?
There was nothing else on it because I knew if they put any condiments on it, that would just be more to finish. And I only had an hour. So
smart.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I've actually been blasting that fact on social media. Almost every time I've typed it, cheeseburger has tried to change to cheerleader.
Dave Thomas ate an 8-pound cheerleader, and he gets gotten away with
being a cannibal. It's because you're like a Pop Warner terrorist.
David Thomas is at large in the great state of Virginia.
That's a great. Our next performer is a cannibal. Is a great plug. Yeah.
Our next performer ate a premature baby in a pom-pom.
Dave, do you have a story to tell us, to share?
You know what? I do.
Oh, that's so convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it on us.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, so your theme being old and new, it got me thinking about New Year's resolutions. And I went to Times Square for New Year's Eve in 2010. And we totally went. It was me and my two friends. I was in college. I think it was my senior year. So yeah, 2010. And I went with my friends Mike and Sam, and we stayed with my aunt and uncle who live right outside the city. And we went in. It's not a great experience. We were doing it mainly so that it could be one of those to say you've done it. I've been to Niagara Falls. I've been to Times Square for New Year's Eve, and I remember we got there at maybe 3:30 p.m. And the way it works is you show up and you basically are herded into pens like cows, because all the security and everything, they have to have avenues to get through all the crowds and everything. And I remember like literally you get there and like they just open up a fence and people just sort of crowd in. And I was a big guy. I was like at the time probably about 280 pounds, and like you're packed in there enough where I was taking off my feet and like just sort of moving with the crowd, just like squeezed in there. And we were in there at 4 p.m. and midnight is at midnight. So we had to wait 8 hours, and the whole thing, if you leave the pen at all for any reason, you can't get back in. You know, you're basically like kicked out, and you have to like go several blocks away. And we didn't think that through at all. And like it's amazing because you're in there, and slowly over time it's like Survivor, like more and more people slowly leave the pen, and like you start to have a bit more room to move around. And like I remember we there are people going around in between the pens selling pizza, and at like 4 p.m. and they're like $150 for a pepperoni pizza, and we're like, that's insane. But by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, we're like, we'll take 3. Like it's genius. It really is. And it was so cold. It was cold enough where like you start to consider like pissing your pants just to like feel your legs again. It was ridiculous because you're in Times Square, so they have like the news thing, and it kept pointing out like what the air temperature was, and it was like 6 degrees, but it felt like -8.
Oh.
And it's insane. And like I lived in Alaska when I was a kid. The cold doesn't bother me, but like it's the immobility. And the whole time, it's so weird. The whole evening was sponsored by Nivea lip balm. And it was everywhere. The dude who was hosting it, like for the people there, like kept saying, "Get your Nivea lip balm and kiss people." And we're like, we don't know these people. And nobody's giving us Nivea lip balm either. They're just saying, have it. We're like, we can't leave the pen to go buy it. Like, stop hawking this on us, and we can't even buy it. There aren't people going around selling pizza and Nivea lip balm. And it's such a weird experience. And like, who played? Like, I think like the Jonas Brothers played, and like a handful of other people, but I didn't care. And it's just the whole thing obviously is building up to midnight, and there's no the best part, this story just sort of ends just like the way New Year's does. And it's like they do the whole countdown, 10, 9, 8, and it hits midnight. Yay, confetti falls down for about like 10 seconds. And immediately all the cops are like, all right, everyone get out. you have no time to celebrate. And like Daft Punk is playing or something. And the best part of the entire story is how an image that I'll never forget is just thousands of people walking down 43rd to get to Grand Central, and everybody is walking like a stick is up their ass because you were just frozen in place and like your legs locked, and everybody is doing it. And then there were these 2 guys outside Grand Central selling rap albums, and we bought one, and it was like a soundboard of just like gunshots, cash registers, and the rap horn. And it's still the greatest album I've ever heard. And then we got home at like 3 a.m. and we're like, it's totally just one of those, like, we can say we did it, but like nobody's impressed. So that's my recommendation. If you ever want to go to Times Square for New Year's Eve, we made friends with people who brought catchphrase, and we played that for about 6 hours. So do that. Wear every piece of clothing you have and have a giant breakfast. That's my advice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
And like something that, I don't know, maybe instead of crossing off your bucket list, it could cause you to kick the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a hell of a way to die.
Yeah, I mean, might as well go out with a bang.
Yeah, I can't imagine being being a larger person, like somewhat more resistant to the cold. But you're out there in that temperature for 7 hours. It's insane.
Ooh, yeah, that's too much time to be in the cold.
It is.
I'm kind of thinking this is like irrefutable scientific proof that life is better when you're a Jonas Brothers fan.
Well, they all got to be in the
Imagine if
middle.
you were Team Nick, you would have been like,
Yeah, you don't feel the cold when you're watching the Jonas Brothers.
no, you feel hotter than ever, man. You feel hotter than ever. Did you ever buy the Nivea or whatever it's called brand?
No, we never did. They never even gave us any. The whole
I don't
time.
know who that brand is for. It looks like it's aimed at like, I don't know. I didn't think this joke out. Scandinavian lifeguards. I don't know. Never mind.
The way they were pushing it, they're like, you won't get laid if you don't have Nivea lip balm.
It's literally over for you.
Yeah. You'll never have sex, virgin. Like, get
No.
Yeah.
No
Well,
chance.
none of us are going to get to have sex if the rest of these stories are going to be that freaking long.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So, Dave, could you please do us a favor and pick a number between 1 and 4 for us, please?
I can. I will pick number 4.
Number 4. All right. Let's get. Oh, we're pulling up the time codes. Facebook is taking its sweet ass time.
Hold on.
Can we get 14 seconds on the clock, please, Lissa?
Ooh, 14 seconds.
Shout out to Lissa in the background. She's our tech for the evening. She's killing
Thanks,
it.
Lisa.
Shout out Lissa.
Oh, yeah.
Kicking ass.
So I'll say go.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, go. Went to Times Square for New Year's and spent like $300 on pizza, and we had to piss ourselves. We didn't, but we thought about it because it was so cold. I bought a rap album, and it's just the gun noise and cash register and that Nivea lip balm.
I'm really glad that the pizza made it into the story.
That's one of the biggest part.
And the pissing.
At my parents' house, I have a CD from like that Times Square scam where they like shove the CD into your hand and then like say that you owe them like $20 and then like shortchange you. I have like one of those CDs still.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at it and like it's like this printed out picture of a guy and some like pretty emo like song titles. And I'm just wondering like where is he in his emotional journey now? That was like 15 years ago.
Maybe he's better. Maybe he's doing like bluegrass now.
I think he like survived like Katrina or something because like when he handed me the CD, it was like wet. Like the paper in the CD was like crinkled like when it gets wet and then dries. You know what I mean?
Do you think he brought it straight from
I think he went through something aquatic. Like it was like
my hovercraft.
It was already dried. Maybe he just sweat a lot.
That could be it. Dave, do you have anything you want to plug? Where can people follow you on the internet?
Yeah, at other Dave Thomas on everything, Instagram, Twitter, and I ate an 8-pound cheeseburger once. And on this channel on Thursday at 8, Quarantine Action Wrestling's new season starts.
Oh snap!
Yeah, and perhaps you'll see a familiar face from this show competing for something on Thursday. And every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Have
so
a great
much.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I feel like I want to go to New York, but I also don't want to spend $150 on pizza. Bless you.
I want to spend it at the M&M store. Sorry, I got a little stutter. At the M&M store on those M&Ms that they plugged really hard for a while, the custom ones, like for your wedding.
Oh, I remember that when like we first invented like M&M printing technology.
Yeah, but they still make them. They just don't talk about it, you know? Like webcams, like you can still buy them, but it's not like the thing on everybody's lips.
It's not as cool. Now it's all about NFTs, not M&Ms, you know?
Yeah, throw a comment in the chat if you want to see some tall tale M&M, custom M&M.
I think we could do it. I think it's time to bring up our next storyteller. What do you think, Bella?
Yes, I'm so excited to.
Do you want to do the intro since this is a guest that you secured through the power of networking and the friendship of food?
This is literally my Instagram biffle, like IDK, my BFF Jill. So this next performer is literally, talk about Renaissance man, chef, improviser, storyteller, generally just hilarious and funny guy. I think that you guys are going to love him. I'm hoping he becomes a 2MB staple. Welcome, Adrian Ashby.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hi, how you doing? All right.
Welcome.
Hey, Adrian, we're so happy to have you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to this. This is great. I'm in this lovely home in Virginia with family who are friends, but they're family. They're awesome. They're right here. My lovely wife is in a secure location watching with my family right now, and she's going to give me some good comments and some critiques because she keeps me on that level. She keeps me together. She keeps me
Yes.
Are you keeping her secure from you, or are you trying to secure your own safety?
no.
That makes sense. Just
'Cause
why
I'm
is
a
your
little
wife
nutty.
locked away somewhere?
I'm a little nutty, so this is some good quiet time for her. Hey, this guy, we've been together solid for a year and a half. I think a year and a half through this quarantine craziness, and we always give ourselves a little that space, and this is where the improv stuff came in. I was just doing it to keep busy and to stay sane. I work at a hospital, so that was like the perfect way to keep myself centered.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you're in the
no
thick
wonder
of it.
we're Instagram best friends. Literally, I work with kids during the day. I'm a nanny, so it's like you gotta have that. You gotta have that hobby. And I have a theory that the more fucked up and weird your reason for coming to comedy is, the more
yeah.
you will stay. The more likely you
Yeah,
will stay.
it really is, and it's funny because I'm in it's called the Conservatory with Second City Improv,
Oh,
and I didn't
cool.
really. Thank you. I didn't know what I signed up for. I said to my wife, I was like, "Hey, there's this audition. I'll just do it, see what happens, and you just keep moving on to the next level, the next level, the next level." And I'm in Conservatory 4.
Nice.
So there's 2 more to go, and they're like, yeah, if we hire you, we'll, this is what you're gonna do. I'm like, hire?
That's awesome.
What?
That's definitely like,
whoa! I'm just gonna keep showing up here, and if you guys want me to get on stage, I'll get on stage.
Like, what? So it's been fun learning. I started with the Pit People's Improv Theater. I started with them in April. I was on a team. I took a class with Groundlings. My wife was like, yeah, that was crazy because I was doing the Groundlings class on Saturday, Second City on Sunday, and it was just like the weekends were just done. But it was the winter, so didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Improv addict.
Yes, but now that it's summertime, it's time to chill.
Oh yeah.
Unwind with the fam and friends and chilling out and all that stuff. You just have to balance.
Yeah, I'm honestly getting the theme from you right now, old and new. You got your friends who are your family, and we're huge intent, like we're chosen family believers around here. And then you got the new when it comes to improvising, your new best friend, Harold, and all that. So that being said, I would love to hear your story.
Oh yeah.
So it's old versus new.
Oh yeah.
So the old thing, the topic should be like, my birthday was Thursday. So
happy belated.
Thank you very much. So the new way that I like to celebrate my birthday is just like this, going to friends who are chosen family, hanging out with them, just relaxing, taking it easy. The last crazy thing that we all did together was go to a bar in Brooklyn. We grill at the bar in their backyard, get real wild, get real stupid or whatever, and just have a good time, get a DJ and all that. That's the new way I like to celebrate my birthdays, doing that and just being very low key with the right people and not showing off and all that stuff. The old way that I used to celebrate my birthday was it had to be at a bar. I had to have the right clothes, the right sneakers. I had to have the right haircut. I had to have the nails done. I had to have the right outfit, and spending tons of money in clubs and being that guy on the sofa and, dancing on the banquette with the champagne and the whole deal. And then getting this bill that's like a laundry list and like, what did I spend all this money on? I don't have all my friends with me, so what the hell did I just do? I just wasted a whole shit ton of money, and I don't have anything to show for it. But the real like old way that I celebrated birthdays was I really didn't do much, and it really started in like the 3rd grade. I had a friend who had like a bowling party, and I really wanted to go, and my mom had a bunch of other stuff going on. So what ended up happening was we got into like one of these like dollar vans or whatever, and the dude in the van was like taking everybody else to where they had to go, and where I had to go was last, even though it was still in the vicinity of where it was in the radius of where the van was. And I was pissed because when I got there with my mom, we got there at the very end, and everybody was wrapping up. The bowling alley was like, it was all shut down. Their time limit was done, cake done, everything was gone. I'm standing there like, okay, I can look at the bowling ball. I can touch it, boop, and that's about it. My mom was like talking to the other mom, like, hey, you think you can bowl a frame or something? They're like, no, it's over. It's done. You should have came here on time. You should have been here early. And I'm just like, shucks. So my mom, being who she is, she's funny. She's like, oh, really? She's like, okay, all right, we'll take care of that. So my birthday's coming up. Never really had any parties to do anything about it or what with my birthday. I was like, 8, turning 8. And my mom was like, hey, what do you want to do? I was like, I'd love to have a bowling party. I missed the last one, because we were late and we didn't show up on time. And I'd like to experience that. So we went to the local alley. We planned everything out. It was all hooked up, went to the class, handed out all the invitations. Everybody wanted to come and all that good stuff. I got my little cousin to come at the time. And it was cool. Like I had my outfit ready. It was like a blue Hawaiian shirt that was like, it was like clouds or something or whatever, and jeans and new sneakers and my fresh haircut. And of course, everyone who knows me really well, I showed up late. Showed up to the party late. I was born late. I was supposed to be born the 31st of May, like Memorial Day weekend in 78. And of course, I was born June 3rd. And I was like, what is this kid doing? He's still cooking? Like, what's going on? He's just, I was like, yeah, I'm chilling out. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm cool in here. I'm good. And I was late. And there was a couple people there, like a couple parents and kids are like, what the hell is this kid doing? He showed up late to the party. I was like, yeah, of course. I gotta look good. So we're doing the party. Everything's cool. Everything's great. Everybody's bowling. Everybody's having a good time. And I'm like, okay, got presents, did the cake. Good. The party's over. All right. We're good to go. Yes. Mission complete. And then I entertained all you people. Great. You had fun. Good. Then some kids were like, yeah, our parents didn't come yet. We're gonna go to your apartment and hang out. I was like, oh, you're going where? To my apartment to hang out? I was like, okay, all right, sure. My mom was like, okay, come on. So they were like hanging out, and I'm like, I still gotta entertain y'all. I still gotta entertain people. We just did all this. We did all the entertaining. I got to keep going. Okay, all right. Let's play with the gifts that you gave me. How about that? Play with the gifts, and I'm like, all right, you guys are still here. Okay. And this is like back in the day when it was like there was no smartphone, no Twitter, no texting, no pager, no nothing. It was like all rotary dial phone or whatever, and that was it. So you had to like hope like, okay, these people are going to show up sooner or later. I'm like, what is happening right now? I want to chill out. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with y'all. I want to see y'all Monday. Okay, let's go. So all the parents finally show up, get them out of there. I'm like, oh, thank God. It's over. It's finally over. And I didn't have a party until like I was 25. Like all throughout high school and college, nothing. College was the best because I didn't have to celebrate jack shit, especially when I turned 21. When I turned 21, it was awesome because it's a June birthday. College is over, summer vacation, internship season, whatever. I was like, yes. I said to my grandma at the time, like, I'm so glad I turned 21 in June. This is the best. Like, I've seen, and one of my best friend downstairs, she'll tell you, like, we all saw people turn 21 in college, and it was messy. Like, I'll never forget, there was one dude that we hung out with, like, he turned 21 and, they did the whole 21 shots, supposedly. And like, I ran into him and he was like drooling, couldn't walk a flight of stairs. And I said to him, you know what? I'm glad I'm going to be 21 in June. Yeah, I'm glad with that. Like, I sat with my grandma, had a shot of rum. That was it. I was good. 21, done. Thank you. When I was 25, I was like, you know what? I want to do something fun, do something big, and did the whole thing. Went to the lounge or club or whatever, Lower East Side, got that popping, got the private room, got all my friends, got the bottle service and all of that. And at the end of the night, like, I was just like, what did that do? It wasn't really me. So I didn't do anything after that. My wife got me, hooked me up with a party when I turned 30. That was really cool because it was all by people that were with me from like day one, the day ones. And then when I turned 40, I started doing like the grilling and stuff in Brooklyn. And it was just a lot of fun. Like, I did something that I wanted to do with the people I wanted to hang out with in the format that I was comfortable with. And my wife was like, you sure you want to grill for these people? I was like, I like doing it. I like it. It makes me happy. So I just went with it. I did like 40 something pounds of chicken wings. I got my buddy to like roast a pig for me. I got like all of this. We all came together and brought sides. I made sides and fed the bartenders, which is always important. Feed your bartenders and your managers and your waitresses and your bar backs. Did all that, and it was like the best time. So then we did it again at 41. Same deal. Same DJs, same format, and it was just a beautiful time. All the people from college, high school, one of my homeboys that I knew since the second grade was there, and it was a beautiful time. And to me, that's what it's all about. Like, the birthdays, the old ways, that's cool. You keep that back there, but now it's like all about these moments and just living life and, making the most of it. Because I'll tell you this, if last year taught anybody anything, nothing is promised, and take advantage of all the opportunities and take all those chances and enjoy the moments. And that's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
I can totally agree with that. And maybe it's just because I've seen pictures of Adrian's food online in an episode of Chopped, but my mouth was fucking watering when I heard that you did the grilling for your birthday.
Oh, yeah. That was probably great.
And I got a homeboy to give me like a nice 40-pound pig.
Oh my God, that's the dream.
That was crazy because I had to pick it up, and of course, for that birthday, I showed up late.
It's good to be consistent, though.
I showed up with the pig and all the other stuff, but yeah, it was late again.
I was supposed to be born before Christmas, and then my birthday is January 3rd. So I totally feel you. We late babies. We just know what we want,
Oh my goodness, yes. It's all about, coming through when you're ready.
Seriously. Do you remember any of the presents that you got at that bowling party you had?
It was like there was a board game, there were like action figures, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And there was one thing that stuck out in my mind that when I saw Rachel with her picture, I was like, oh, but it's at my mom's house. There was a picture of me with the cake, blowing out the candles. And one of the guests was like, because she was the first one to get there on time. And I come strolling in all late and stuff. So she was like, Really? So that was the deal. That was the deal. But it was a good time. It was fun
Now I'm
stuff.
always in the question, like, do people want to invite me to a cool, thought-out birthday because they did all this planning for me to have a good time? Or do they just not want to have to deal with me in their apartment? So in, like,
That
the
too.
activities.
That too.
Adrian, that was beautiful, but is there any way we could take that story and maybe chop it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I've been planning that since 20 minutes ago.
Get it? Because Adrian was on Chopped?
It's comedy, and that's what people tune into this for. Pure, hilarious comedy that they couldn't get anywhere else.
You guys.
I don't know if it's just me.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, she's frozen.
She's frozen.
Oh, man, I guess she didn't have anything that interesting to say.
I guess not.
Adrian, while we're
know.
here, could you pick a number between 1 and 4 that isn't 4 for me?
2.
2? All right. You got 4 seconds to retell that story.
Okay.
4 seconds on the clock, please. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, birthdays are all about celebrating the moments, not the people, making things fun, having great times, and that's it.
Having great times, and that's it. Hell yeah, you heard it here first. Adrian, do you have anything you want to plug or anywhere people can follow you online?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's _Ashbyman_cometh. COMETH. Yes.
Hell yeah. Throw
Yes.
in those follows, people. That's what we're here for. Thank
Do
you so
it.
much, Adrian. Do it.
Where's my finger? Right there.
Perfect.
Right there. Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Let's see if Miss Bella is ready to come back on. Nope. All right, we're just gonna kick it over to our next storyteller. I'm so excited to introduce this next person. I've been on a few shows with her. There she is.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Sorry about that. I'm not in my normal Boston studio. I'm in lesbian capital of the United States, Northampton, Massachusetts tonight. So
Oh shit.
little technical issue, but glad to be back.
That's where all the lesbians come from. Northampton, Massachusetts.
I know, right?
I think it's time to bring up our next person, don't you think?
Yes, I would love to.
Hell yeah. I've been on a few shows with this next storyteller, and I think she's hilarious. I think you guys are going to love her. Please welcome Rachel Dunbar. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Welcome.
Rachel. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I like your brick wall. It looks very realistic.
Oh yeah, thank you. I've always wanted to perform in front of a brick wall, and now with virtual stuff, I finally can.
It's like selling confidence to me. It's making me think of that rhyme, like brick wall, waterfall. Boy, you think you got it all. You know, you don't.
Oh,
I
shit.
do.
Mhm.
I feel like
That
we
was
don't.
beautiful.
And you do. You look like you have the swag tonight.
Rachel,
Yeah.
do you have anything to say about things that are old and also new? By that I mean, do you have a story?
Yeah,
I do, yes.
This is a weird way of saying,
That's
please tell us
Nora's
a story.
way. Nora and I are locked in a cage whenever we're not doing the show, so
I don't know how people talk.
that's
I know.
reality.
Mhm. Yeah, Nora did her entire set for our Boston University show from a little cage for 45 minutes. So that was that was a challenge. With a little
Yeah, it was
ukulele.
performance art more than comedy.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Stretching the boundaries.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Rachel, we are ready whenever you are.
Yeah, sure. So, a couple of years ago, my grandfather died of cancer, and they live in Alaska, and a lot of my family got together to go to my grandparents' funeral in Alaska. I didn't get a chance to go because I had to work. And on the way to the funeral, my grandmother has a heart attack and dies. Yeah. Like on the way to the funeral.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, I'm sitting at home. I know they're at the funeral. I get a text message from my dad that goes, "Grandma had a heart attack and died." And I was like, that's like, when I first got the text message, I laughed because I was like, why am I getting a text message about this? This sounds like a phone call. But for some reason, anytime someone dies in my family, I get a text message and not like an actual. Like, my mom will call me about and get mad over things that I write on Facebook. But, you know, I get texts that are like, Aunt Jenny died of COVID, you know, LOL. Like, my grandfather he was at a funeral. My grandmother had a heart attack and died. And so my family, being the economically savvy people that they are, decided that they were going to get 2 funerals for the price of one. So they decided to have a joint funeral for my grandparents. And I think I sent a picture of that joint funeral because they decided to do a photo op at the funeral. So this is my family. If you can see there, those are my grandparents in the caskets. I have my family over, you know, I don't know if you can see my arrow here, but this is my dad, and the blue jacket in the back is my dad. That's my uncle, my aunt. I should tell you now, I'm adopted. And the thing that I love about that photo is that everyone in the photo looks like they're dressed to go to a very different occasion. If you look back on it, so I mean, there's my cousin. He looks like he's ready to go fishing. My cousin right here looks like she's ready to go to like a Nirvana cover band concert. Got the whole plaid going on. Nobody's dressed like they're going to a funeral. And the weird thing is the way that they've got everyone set up. So this is my uncle right here. This is his wife standing in this completely different section of the. That's her son there, and then my other 2 cousins are over there. It's so weird. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can probably see it better. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Lissa. But yeah.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm not sure who they got to take the picture, but I'm just trying to imagine one of them like asking someone, "Hey, can you take a picture of all of us next to the caskets of the matriarch and patriarch of our family?" And I love how they're all doing like the I guess what do you call it? The team photo, like the cross country team, where they're all like on one knee, just like. But yeah, I saw this photo and I was like, who thought this would be a good idea? Also, I don't know why anyone would want to take a picture of themselves next to a dead body. But anyway, so yeah, and my mother is nowhere to be found in this picture. I think she was like, I'm not doing this. So yeah, the following Thanksgiving, my family decided to go to my grandparents and their family. They're from North Carolina, so we actually decided on Thanksgiving to get together in North Carolina to do like a memorial service type thing, so we all get together and we're all in this like shed. We have like a special dinner in this like shed out in the middle of the woods, and we're gonna have this like a ceremony the next day. And to prepare, my brother and my cousin and I decided to go smoke marijuana in the woods, and I've never. I think my mom knows that my brother smokes weed, but she doesn't know that I smoke weed. So I was really excited to go smoke weed and then come back. Too excited. Like, so my brother and my cousin are both career like covert smokers. Like, they know how to get away with it past the adults. But so we go out and we smoke. We come back. Like, my brother and my cousin come back. They're all smooth. They just come in and they just sit down. Me, I'm like, hi, everybody. How's it going? We had a lot of fun on our walk. And my mom, and I started getting a little paranoid, as you do. And I was worried that my mom knew that we were smoking the marijuanas. And, you know, I know everything's all fancy up in Boston or whatever, but down in North Carolina, weed is not legal. It's not legal in Virginia, where I'm from originally either. So my mom was really, I knew my mom would be really mad. And I knew she'd be really mad at my brother for procuring the weed. So I get really freaked out because I'm worried that my mom knows that that we're high. And so I'm hanging out in this room with my cousins, and I'm laying on the floor. I'm like, she knows. I know she knows. My dad and my brother was like, no, she doesn't know. Just be calm. Just be chill. When my mom comes into the room and she goes, Rachel, can you help me get something from the car? And so anyone who has a white mom knows that that's white mom speak for get outside so I can kick your ass. So I walk with her to the car, and I'm just like, oh my God, she knows. I'm like, Mom, just get it over with. Just kick my ass. You know, just like, I don't even know what we're getting from the car. Maybe it's a shovel so she can bury me after she's done kicking my ass. I don't know. So we're walking to the car. It feels like it takes forever to get there. Or it's because I'm high. And my mom reaches into the car, and she takes up this case, and she goes, can you please bring your father his glasses? And I was like, okay. So there was like an actual like purpose to this trip. And then so we're on our way back. And halfway, we're almost to the shed, and she turns to me and she goes, by the way, were you and your brother and your cousin smoking marijuana in the woods? And I was like, yes, Mom. We were smoking, we were smoking. It was all my brother. You you can, just kick my ass or whatever. And she just turns to me, she looks at me, she goes, I just want you to know I'm very disappointed in you. Which is white mom speak for like, you are so dead. And so we get back to the shed. I go to the room where my cousins are. I sit down with my brother and I go, she knows. And my brother goes, yeah, I know. He's like, I knew you couldn't keep it together. My mom is a very high-strung lady. My dad's very different. So he came into the room after, where we were all hanging out. He looks around the room, he sighs, and he goes, just don't smoke weed anymore while you're here. Yeah, and then so the next day we went to my grandparents' joint memorial service. And that's basically my story. I guess the moral is don't get adopted, because if you do, your grandparents are going to die together, and your brother is going to want you to smoke in the woods with them and get you in trouble. So
that happens to every adopted child. I'm pretty
It does. It's a statistical phenomena.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rachel. That was great. I feel like the day before a memorial service is a good day to smoke weed.
Yeah.
I would also say that the day of a memorial service would be a good day to smoke weed.
I just want to say that you could see your grandparents so clearly in that picture that Siri could have like facially recognized them.
I know.
They were literally in the picture.
I'm almost certain, like, you could easily tag my grandmother. She's her Facebook profile is still active, so I'm pretty sure you could tag her.
Well, much like your grandmother's ride to the funeral, I feel like we need to cut this story short. Rachel, would you mind picking a number that is either 1 or 3 for us?
1.
All right, you got 12 seconds.
Oh,
to
wow.
tell us that story.
And we know Rachel's got this because her family basically has automated messages when someone dies. I mean, getting a message out quickly is no problem.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go. So my grandparents died at the same time. I got a text message about it. My family decided to have a cross-country team style photo op about it, and my parents and I decided to smoke weed in the woods. There you go.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All the key details there. Most of
that was proof of the formula. It really did reduce it quite effectively.
Oh yeah.
Rachel, three acts. Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug or any social media before we get going?
I'm trying to think if I have any shows coming up. I'm going to be at the I have 2 shows Saturday, May 12th. I'm sorry, June 12th. One is going to be in the morning. It's I forget what it's called, but it's for queer comics, and then I have a show at night, which is all Black female comics. So my 2 identities in one day. And then I have on Saturday, and those are virtual. On Saturday, June 17th. I don't know if it's today, whatever that June 17th, I'm going to be performing at the virtual version of the Baltimore Blues Festival. Not as a blues musician, but as a comic.
That's awesome.
Comic showcase.
So cool.
But if you want to know more information about that, follow me on @Miss Rachel Dunbar on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel.
I should mention that my girlfriend is in the background laughing because her birthday is this weekend, and I planned a surprise for her. I was going to take her to a blues concert, and then I found out 2 days ago that she does not like seeing live blues music. So we had to completely recalibrate the birthday plans, but it's going to be a lot better than just bum, 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 you know?
I actually know what you mean because sometimes my girlfriend will suggest things to me that I literally hate. Like, not that I don't like it. Actually, the other day that this happened, somebody asked me to my face, "Do you like lo mein?" And I was like, I literally fucking hate lo mein. Like, why would you ask me that? And then she was like, I brought lo mein.
There are no bad ideas in brainstorming.
Only dishes that I don't like because I've had completely shit Americanized versions of them my whole life.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Guys, we've talked about Instagram a lot tonight. Not to like rub the Zuck. Whoa, what does that mean? I meant not to give free advertising to them, but you guys should really follow our Instagram.
Oh yeah, Bella is killing it. At Tall Tale Short.
I'm like literally active.
Marketing.
Tall Tale Short is active AF.
Oh yeah, so many posts.
A lot.
I think that's it. I think it's time to go to sleep.
I'm down. I'm ready. I'll give you guys one more plug. If, like we mentioned earlier, Quarantine Action Wrestling is a really awesome, really OG virtual show in the indie world. And my character, mommy blogger Zaza Harvest, is going to be part of the opening night return show, and then also the show the week after that. So if you can't get enough of me, Quarantine Action Wrestling.
Hell yeah, check it out.
Anything going on, Nora, that you want to
nothing going on, just living the dream, man.
I'll raise you up.
Oh yeah, thank you. Let's cut this tall tale short. What do you say?
Yes, thank you to Lissa. Thank you, my co-host Nora,
Yes, Lissa's
and
killing
everyone
it.
who watched.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Bye.
Yay.